Namaste. Mic check. Yoga Sutra, Book 2, Sutra 27. Namaste. Dasyam Sapadatham Pranantamu Miha Pranantapu Miha Prajinyan Dasyam Sapadatham Pranantapu Miha Prajinyan Dasyati Pratyuditakyan Teha Pratyamanayah Sapudatati Ashudatyam Varanamala Bhagama Chittatasyam Pratyayanantara Nutapada Sati. Number 2. Sapudataivam Saputa Prakaraivam Prajinyan Vivekino Pavati Tadyatam Parijinyatam Heyam Nasya Punaha Parijinyayamasti Kushvino Heya Hetavo Na Punareteshwam Kushvatasyamasti. Okay. Sankusha Tukuratam Nirothasama Tinai Hanama Pavito Viveka Kyanti Rupom. It's too really fuzzy. Loop, okay. Sorry about that. Pavino Viveka Kyanti Rupo Hanopaya Iti Eshwa Chatushutayi. Aryan, number 1. Karya Vimukatiha Prajinyayaha. This is also fuzzy. Okay, good. Jitata Vimukati Satum Tarayi Jarita Tikangrang Buddhatiha Guna Girishikaratata Giri Shikara Tato Jiudang. Number 2. Rakuruta, Rakuta, Rakuta. Rakuta. Number 2. Rakuta. Okay. Girishikarakuta Jiudang. Ivan Kuravano. Dirabasitanaha. Sivakanranwe. Pralaya Pimukhaha. Saha. Tena Setam Kachachananti. Na Jaishwam Pravilinanam Punarasatiutapadaha Prayojana Pavaditi Etasyam Avasatayam Gunasambanantati Taha Sivarupamatra Jyotiramalaha Sivarupamatra Jyotiramalaha Gavali Purusha Iti Etang Sabutavitang Paranantapumi Prajinyam Purusha Kushala Ityang Khyayate Pratiprasaveti Chitatasya Mukataha Kushala Ityeva Bhavati Gunati Tattavaditi. Namaste. For him, insight sevenfold and advancing in stages to the highest. The words for him refer to him in whom discernment is re-uprisen. The word sevenfold means that the insight of the discriminating after the removal of the defilements from the covering of impurity, when no other kind of presented idea is generated in the mind stuff, has just 7 forms as follows. The thing to be escaped has been thought out, nor need he think it out again. The reasons for the thing to be escaped have dwindled away, nor need they dwindle away again. The escape is directly perceived by the concentration of restriction. The means of escape, in the form of discriminative discernment, has been cultivated. So this is the fourfold final beliefs belonging to insight which may be effected. But the final release of the mind stuff is threefold. The authority of the thinking substance is ended. The aspects, like rocks fallen from the top of the mountain peak, without support, of their own accord, incline towards dissolution, and come with this to rest. And when these are quite dissolved, they do not cause growth again, because there is no impelling cause. In this stage, the self has passed out of relation with the aspects, and, enlightened by himself and nothing more, is stainless and isolated. The self beholding this sevenfold insight, advancing in stages to the highest, is denominated fortunate. Even when there is also the inverted generation of the mind stuff, the self is said to be released, fortunate, because he has passed beyond the aspects. Okay. Veda next. Okay. One sec. Namaste. Maruta Bang Inendra Varashapo Ranuya Pibang Suma Manushabatam Madaya Sinchasava Jathara Matava Ulmim Devam Rajasi Pradibah Sutanam Sajoshu Inendra Sagano Marud Piha Somam Biba Puratraha Shura Vidvan Jahi Shaturu Murapa Muruto Nudasubang Tapayam Kurunuhi Vishivato Nah Uta Rotu Pilatu Panghi Somaminandra Nevapiha Sakipiha Sutam Nah Yam Apajo Maruto Ye Devanam Bahanam Bharatramada Tutsutu Piamujah Devanam Bahanam Bharatramada Tutsutu Piamujah Ye Devahi Hatye Makhavanana Baltanie Makhavanana Baltanie Shamambare Haribo Ye Gabishito Ye Devang Nunamanumadananti Vipurang Bibanandra Somam Sagano Marudu Pihu Marutu Banandam Burashapam Mahabharata Namakabarim Divyam Shasaminandram Vishvang Sahamabase Nutana Yoganam Nutana Yogaram Sahodamiha Tam Huvema. Namaste. Drink Inandra Marukert Espo Dosoma for joy. for rapture even as thou listest. Pour down the flood of meat within thy belly, thou from of old art king of soma juices. 이는들아, according with the bandit Maruts, drink soma hero as wine's Verdra slayer. Slay thou our foemen, drive away assailants, and make us safe on every side from danger. And drinker at due seasons, drink in season 이는들아, with friendly gods, our pressed out soma. The Maruts following, whom thou madest sharers, gave thee the victory, and thou slewest Verdra. Drink soma 이는들아, banded with the Maruts, who, Makhavan, strengthened thee at Ahi's slaughter. Against the Sambara, Lord of Age, in winning cattle, and now rejoice in thee the holy singers. The bull, whose strength hath waxed, whom Maruts follow, free-giving Inandra, the celestial ruler, mighty, all-conquering, the victory-giver, him let us call to grant us new protection. Okay. Upanishad next. Okay, Chandogya Upanishad, Book 5, Canada 4. Namaste. Asao Baba Loko Gautama Ganistasya Ditya Eva Samidrashimayo Tu Mahari Haral Jishijanandrama Tu Maharal Jishijanandrama Angangaran Nakushatranui Visapulingangah Dasaminin Naganao Debaha Shiradatam Juhuvati Dasyan Ahuteha Somo Rajan Sampavati. Namaste. Iti Jatultaha Kanandwaha. And the world, verily, O Gautama, is a sacrificial fire. In this case the sun is the fuel, the light rays the smoke, the day the flame, the moon the coals, the stars the sparks. In this fire the gods offer faith. From this oblation rises King Soma. Mahabharata next. Thank you. Okay. Mahabharata Adi Paiva, chapter 47 and 51 in translation by Ganguly. Here we go. Namaste. Sutang Ubangcham Eva Mukutavang Tataha Shri Manamantari Shri Manamantari Pishajanumoditaha Aruroha Pratijinyam Sa Salpasatraya Paltivaha Brahmanam Paratashaldulo Rajan Parikushvitas Tadam Purohitamatahuya Ratavijam Vasutatipaha Aburavidabhagya Sampananaha Sampadaltakaram Pachaha Yo me Himsitabam Seta Tam Takushakaha Sa Turatamavan Pratikuriyam Yatang Tasya Tad Pavananto Puruvanantu me Api Tatkalma Viditam Pavatang Yana Padanagama Takushakam Sampuradi Buddhaganao Prapusyeham Sahabanantavam Yatang Tena Pita Mahiyam Pulvam Dagato Vishwaganinang Tata Hamapitam Pam Dagatumichachami Pananagama Ratavija Ujuha Asati Rajana Mahatasasram Devadaltam Devanilmitam Salpasatramiti Kyatam Puranue Katyate Nrupa Ahaltang Tasya Saturasya Devanana Nyosati Naratipa Iti Pauranuika He Prahurasamakam Chansati Sakratuha Sutta Upanishad Eva Mukataha Sa Rajal Shulmene Saipam Hi Takushakam Uta Shanamukam Tibutam Paraveshitamiti Satatama Tato Bravina Manadravida Satan Rajan Brahmanam Sutadang Ahari Shuyami Tatu Sataram Samparaha Sampriyanantu me Tata Sute Ratavijasatasya Shasatrato Tivijasatatama Tesham Tam Mapayama Surya Jinya Yatanakaranot Yatha Vajijinya Nabidushaha Salve Buddhyang Param Kataha Radhatyang Paramaya Yukutam Divijagana Yutam Praphutathanatanya Tuya Mutta Vigupya Praphutathanatanya Tuya Mutta Vigupya Pratutathanatanya Tuya Mutta. You know, I also want to check the spelling. 47. 이렇게. 투유 이렇게. 투유 프라푸다 타나타니야 투여 머르뜨 비그 피허 수니바시타무 닐마야 짱피 비티바디야 지냐 야타나피 부시타무 비티바디야 지냐 야타나미 부시타무 라자남 디구셔야마수허 살바사트라 부타예 따당 이담 자시 뜨따트라 볼밤 살바사트레 바비쉬어띠 니미뜨땀 마하두드바는남 야지냐비크나 야지냐비크나까람 따당 야지냐시야 야따네 다스미는 끄리야마누에 바쪼브라비트 스타파틀보드 티삼은바는노 스타파틀보드 티삼바는노 바스투비디야 비샤라다흐 이티아브라비트 수트라타라흐 수타흐 바우라누이카스타당 야스미는 데셰짜 까레짜 마파네얌 브라발티땅 브라흐마남 까라남 그르트바 나얌 삼스타시아테 그라투흐 에타츠 추르트바 두라자 사 브라그디 구쇼 까라마브라비트 구쇼트타람 네하 메 가시치다지냐 가시치다지냐 타흐 브라비벳 브라비샤디티 따따흐 깔마 브라바브르테 살파사트레 비타나따흐 파리야크라맘시짱 비티바트스메 비티바트스베 스베 깔마누이 야자카흐 파리타야 그르시나바삼시 투마삼라크타 투마삼라크타 로짜나흐 주후불마는드라 바츠짜이바 사미드탐 자따베다사무 까문바야는 따시짱 살베슈무라가놈 마남시테 살바나 주후부스타트라 살바나그니 무케따당에 따따흐 살바흐 사마베투흐 프라디부테 하비아바하네 비베슈타마나흐 그르파노 아흐바야는 따흐 바라스바라무 비스푸라는 따흐 시바사는 따시짱 베슈터야는 따스따탕알 바레 부츠차이흐 시로피시짱 프르샴 찌트라파눔 브라페디레 시베탕흐 그르슈누시짱 닐라시짱 스타비라흐 시샤바스타탕에 루바는 또 파이라바는 나다는 베툴디부테 비파바사오 에밤 샤타사하스라누이 프라유타니 알부다니짜 아바샤니 비나슈트니 바는나가남 드비조트타마 이는두랑 이바 따트라니에 하스티 하스탕 이바 바레 마트탕 이바 짜 마땅은가 마하가야 마하발라흐 우즈짜바짜 시짜 바하보 나나발누 비쇼를 바누흐 코랑아실장 파리카프라키앙 다는다슈강 마하발라흐 프라페투라그나 부라가 프라페투라그나두 부라가 프라페투라그나 라그나 마트르바그다는다 비두이땅흐 Namaste. Southey said, King Janamejaya, having said so, his ministers expressed their approbation, and the monarch then expressed his determination of performing a snake sacrifice. And the Lord of the earth, that tiger of the Bharata race, the son of Parikushuit, then called his priests and Ritavikjas, and accomplished in speech, he spake unto them these words relative to the accomplishment of his great task. I must avenge on the wretch Dakushoka, who hath slain my father. Tell me, what must I do? Do ye know any act by which I may cast into the blazing fire the snake Dakushoka with his relatives? I desire to burn that wretch, even as he of yore hath burnt the fire. I desire to burn that wretch, even as he of yore hath burnt by the fire of his poison my father. And the chief priest answered, There is, O king, a great sacrifice for thee devised by the gods themselves. It is known as the snake sacrifice. It is read of in the Purana. O king, thou art alone the accomplisher of it, and no one else. Men versed in the Puranas have told us there is such a sacrifice. Southey continued, thus addressed, the king, O excellent one, thought Dakushoka to be already burnt and thrown into the blazing mouth of the eater of the sacrificial butter. The king then spake unto those Brahmanas versed in mantras, I shall make preparations for that sacrifice. Tell me the things that are necessary. And the king's Ritavijanas then, O excellent Brahmana, versed in the Vedas and wise in knowledge, measured, according to the Shastras, the land for the sacrificial platform. And the platform was decked with much valuable wealth and with Brahmanas, and it was full of wealth and petty. And the Viprijas sat upon it at their ease. And after the sacrificial platform had been thus constructed, according to the rule and as desired, they then installed the king in the snake sacrifice for the attainment of its object. And before the commencement of the snake sacrifice that was to come, there occurred this very important incident foreboding obstruction to the sacrifice. For when the sacrificial platform was being constructed, a professional builder of great intelligence and well versed in the knowledge of laying foundations, a Sutra by caste, and acquainted with the Puranas, said, the soil upon which and the time at which the measurement for the sacrificial platform had been made, indicate that this sacrifice will not be completed, a Brahmana becoming the reason thereof. Hearing this, the king, before his installation, gave orders to his gatekeepers not to admit anybody without his knowledge. Okay, I want to check if the chapters are still matching up. Okay, so it doesn't match up. So good thing I checked. So I'm gonna have to read another chapter to catch up to the Sanskrit one. So here we go. Just a little more. Southeast. Okay, section 52. So let me fix that. Yeah, it's a shame. They should match up. But what are you gonna do? Southeast. The snake sacrifice then commenced according to due form, and the sacrificial priests, competent in their respective duties according to the ordinance, clad in black garments and their eyes red from contact with smoke, poured clarified butter into the blazing fire, uttering proper mantras, and causing the hearts of all the snakes to tremble with fear. They poured clarified butter into the mouth of Agni, uttering the names of the snakes. And the snakes thereupon began to fall into the blazing fire, benumbed and piteously calling upon each other. And swollen and breathing hard, entwining each other with their heads and tails, they came in large numbers and fell into the fire. The white, the black, the blue, the old, and the young all fell alike into the fire, uttering various cries. Those measuring across, and those measuring a yojana, and those of the measure of a gokgalna, fell continuously with great violence into that first of all fires. And thus hundreds and thousands, and 10,000s and 100,000s of snakes, deprived of all control over their limbs, perished on that occasion. And amongst those that perished, there were some that were like horses, others like the trunks of elephants, and others of huge bodies and strength like maddened elephants, of various colors and of virulent poison, terrible, and looking like maces furnished with iron spikes of great strength, ever inclined to bite. The snakes afflicted with their mother's curse fell into the fire. Okay, just gonna double check. Yeah, so that should match up now. Everything's okay. Kalki Purana next, thank you. Okay. Okay, so a lot today for Kalki Purana. Maybe that's why everything else was short. Here we go. Namaste. Suta uvacham Shrutiva Nirupanvam Bhagatanam Vachanam Purushottamaha Brahmanakshatara Vitu Shudra Varnonam Brahmanaksha Brahmanakshatara Vitu Shudra Varnonam Dharmamaha Yat Prabhuratatanam Nivaratatanam Karma Yat Parikirtatitam Salvam Samshravayamasa Vedanamanushasanam Iti Karkelvachaha Shrutvam Rajano Vishadashayah Pranuipatya Punaha Prahuha Pulvanantu Katimatmanah Sutritvam Papyathavam Pumsutvam Kasyavam Kenavam Kurtam Jaraya Vanabalya Di Sukhaduhaka Di Kancha Yat Kasamat Kuto Pan Kasamina Pan Kimetaditi Pan Bipo Alni Nui Tanya Pititanya Pi Kalma Nui Palnoya Yadang Tada Kalnuya Kalkiranantam Munimasamarat Sopianananto Munivarasatil Tapado Purohadu Bratah Karelkeldashanato Dalsha Karelkeldashanato Mukutima Kaliyaya Gatastada Mukutima Kaliyaya Gatasatavarana Samagatiya Punaha Prahaha Karelkim Karishuya Mikutra Pan Yasyamiti Pachaha Shrutvan Karelkiha Praha Hasana Munim Kurutam Turashatam Tavayang Chinyatam Salvam Yahyani Paltatakama Adarashatamakaratancati Shrutvan Horashatamana Muniha Kamana Yodiatam Tam Turashatvan Nirupagano Sutataha Karelkim Kamala Patra Kusham Purotulbismita Chatasaha Ranjana Uchuha Kimanena Pi Katitam Tevayang Pan Kimutan Yutam Salvam Dachachrot Michuchamaha Gatopa Katanam Devayoha Nirupanam Tadabachaha Shrutavang Danaha Matusudanaha Purachatamum Munim Shanantam Gatopakatana Drataha Iti Karelkevacho Puyaha Shrutavang Te Nirupasatamaha Anantamahuha Pranotaha Prashanaparati Tilshavaha Prashanapanati Tilshavaha Ranjana Ujuha Mune Kimatra Katanam Kalkina Talmabalmano Dulbotaha Kena Bang Ja Tasatatabam Palnoya Naha Prapo Munirubang Jam Purigangayam Puri Purang Pitang Me Vedaparagaha Vidurumo Nama Talmajinyaha Kyataha Parahite Rataha Soma Mama Vipo Matang Pati Talmaparayano Dayolvayaha Parinotang Kale Shonunda Kurati Siddhabahama Shonunda Kurati Siddhabahama Sanjataha Shokadaha Bitrul Lokanam Ni는 Ditang Kuratiha Mama Lokiam Pitang Kulibam Tuhakashoka Paya Kulaha Diakatubang Guruham Shivavanam Katubang Dushirtubang Shagankarama Samumpujiyasham Vitanena Tupati Panulapanaiha Bidurumang Uvanchang Shivam Shanantam Sarvalokaikanātam Putāvāsam Vāsuki Ganantapushama Jatajutabadatagangan Gatarangan Gavanande. Oh, this is one word, okay. Sanandra Nananda Sanandoha Dakushama Jatajutabadatagangan Gatarangan Gavanande Sanandra Nananda Sanandoha Dakushama Ityadi Bahupiha Sutotraiha Sututaha Sa Shivaha Purusharutaha Prasananatmai Pitaram Praha Me Brano Pidurumo Me Pitang Praha Mat Pumsatavam Tapata Pitaha Hasanan Shivo Dadao Pumsatavam Pai Batiang Pratimoditaha Mama Pumsatavam Baram Labatavang Pitayataha Punaigarahama Purusham Mangam Samalokia Sahashaha Puriyayang Saha Tataha Pravayasao Tao Tu Pitanao Tuvadashabudake Pivaham Me Karayitavang Bibangam Me Karayitavang Manantu Pilmudama Patuha Manantu Pilmudama Patuha Yajinyara Tansutam Patanim Maninim Rupashalinim Prabhyaham Paritushitvatama Gurahasataha Satri Vashopavama Tataha Katipayam Kale Pitarao me nuru Murutao Nurupaha Paralaukika Kairi Paralaukika Karianui Suhurud Pilbrahmano Ilbrutaha Suhurud Pilbra Suhurud Pilbra Suhurud Pilbrahmano Ilbrutaha Tayoha Kurutvan Bitanena Hojayitvan Tibijan Bahuna Pitul Biogapatoham Vishnu Seva Paropavama Dushitwa Harime Pagavan Japapu Jadi Kalmapiha Sivapane Mamaha Mayayam Seneha Mohavinilbitang Ayam Pitayam Matati Mamata Kulachatasam Shokaduha Kapayod Begajara Murutiyu Bitayikang one more Shokaduha Kapayod Begajara Shokaduha Kapayod Begajara Shokaduha Kapayod Begajara Murutiyu Bitayikang Shurutuvati Pacharam Vishnuha Prativada Tamudiatam Mama Lakushuyanan Talhitaha Sa Vinidroham Tato Pavam Savismayaha Saparioham Tyakatavam Tangam Purikangam Purim Purushottamākhyam Shri Vishnuralayanchagamam Shri Vishnuralayanchagamam Nirupaha Tataraiva Takushinue Pashove Nilmaya Shramamuttamam Saparyaha Sanugamatyaha Karomi Harisavanam Maya Darshana Gang Gushui Harisadmani Samsititaha Maya Darshana Gang Gushui Harisadmani Samsititaha Gayanan Nirutyan Japanan Nama Chintayan Shamana Paham Evam Varatate Tuvada Shabada Tuvada Shyam Paranodinem Sunatu Kamaha Samudreham Vanuntupiha Sahito Gataha Tatra Maganam Jalanitel Lahari Lola Sangangule Samutatu Mashakatam Mam Pratudananti Jalecharaha Majujanena Vyakuli Karatachatasama Vyakuli Karatachatasama Jalahirilola Milana Dalitangangama Chatanama Jalahirilola Milana Jalahirilola Milana Da Jalahirilola Milana Da Litang Jalahirilola Milana Dang Jalahirilola Milana Dalitang Gamachatanama Jalatel Takushuinu Jalatel Dakushuinu Dakushui Jalatel Dakushinue Jalatel Dakushuinue Gule Patitam Babaneritam mam tatra patitam turashatavang Buddha Tashaimai Devi Jotadamaha Sanantiam Upasiam Sakuranoha Sivapuram Mam Samanayat Sa Buddha Tashaimai Taimatamai Puttradara Tanan Vitaha Garatavang Rugunanan tu Mam Tatra Putra Bat Pariapalayat Ahanantu Tatra Tinatama Digudasha Pijinya Evana Tamumpatim Tau Sivapitarau Matavang Tatra Vasam Nirupah Sa Mam Pijinya Bahutanga Veda Tameshiva Nushitwitama Veda Tameshiva Nushitwitama Pradadao Sivam Tuhitaram Vivahe Nyaya Vinayan Vitaha Labutavang Jami Karakaram Rupashila Gunan Vitam Namana Jarumatim Tatra Maninim Pesimito Pavam Dayaham Paritushitwa Tamam Nana Pogasukhin Sukhanan Vittah Nana Pogasukhanan Vittah Nana Pogasukhanan Vittah Janayitavang Panchaputrana Samamadena Barato Pavama Samamadena Barato Pavama Samamadena Barato Pavama Jaya Shechang Vijaya Shechang Ivan Kamalo Bimalasatang Bhutan Itya Dayaha Panchang Vidita Setanayang Mama Sivajanae Manuntupiha Putrail Tanail Nana Vitairaham Putrail Tanail Nana Vitairaham Viditaha Pujito Loke Devairinendro Yatanga Divi Butasian Jeshuta Putrasian Vivaha Tam Samudiatam Turashataman Divija Baratus Turashataman Divija Barasatushitwa Talmasaro Nijam Sutam Titusuha Kaimanui Vedajinya Shechakara Pyudaya Nyapi Vadialgi Taishijam Satri Ganoi He Sevana Pushui He Aham Jan Putra Pyudaye Petra Deval Shui Talpanam Petra Deval Shui Talpanam Kaitum Samudra Belayam Pravishatuha Paramadarat Bela Lula Yitata Nuljala Dutataya Sataparaha Tire Sakine Senana Sanantia Parane Bikushuya Hamunan Manaha Bikushuya Hamunan Mana Bikushuya Hamunan Manaha Sadiyaha Samapavam Pupaha Devadasyam Paranodratana Purushottama Sambhasana Vishnu Savai Tamudiyatana Tapi Mama Grataha Gratavanga Tadru Pavanaya Tadru Pavayasangam Nitima Visamaya Vishitamana Samturashatavanga Mama Burubanan Janahu Anananta Vishnu Pakutosi Jale Kim Turashatavaniha Sitale Vanga Vyagara Manasam Lakushayamahu Katam Tavam Paranam Kuru Tadu Bruhi Tyakatuvanga Visamaya Matamanahu Dana Buruvamaham Naiva Kinchid Durashatam Shrutam Janahu Kamatama Tatakurapana Tilmaya Sanandashana Durtahu Dayang Haremaya Yaham Mutua Vyakulitanandriyahu Na Shaima Vedami Kutrapi Suneha Mohabasham Katahu Atmano Pesamuratiriyam Ko Veda Viditam Tutam Iti Parya Tanagara Putro Dvaha Nurakatatiha Anantoham Dinamana Na Jane Svapa Mam Vikushuya Manini Paryan Vivasham Mutavat Satitam Kuranandananti Kimahokasmada Lapat Pananti Kuranandananti Kimahokasmada Lapananti Mamanantike Ihan Tam Vikushuya Tam Satatra Samaratavanga Kataramana Hamsopieko Potayitu Magato Mam Sadukati Pihe Tiro Vidita Saibai Tahe Purnahe Paramatamabit Suryakaram Tatutvasaram Prashanantam Danantam Shudutam Loka Shokakusho Yishinuma Loka Shokakusho Yishinuma Loka Shokakusho Yishinuma Loka Shokakusho Yishinuma Mama Guretam Pujayitavanga Madangangahe Paparacha Chusete Machu Chupatya Nakamahe Namaste. Iti Shri Kalki Purano Anu Bhagavate Bhavishuye Dviti Yamshe Anantamaya Darshanam Nama Chaturtotyayahe. It was fun. 20 minutes straight. 57 shlokas today. It's a lot. 57 is like more than medium. It's a lot. Okay, taking a 30-second break. I'm gonna take one more minute. That was, I did 57 shlokas straight. That's a lot. Okay, so after this session is Hare Krishna Mantra session and then the Arjuna Kalki Mantra. I'm not gonna do the whole 16 rounds for Hare Krishna Mantra. I'm gonna stop when I get too tired of it. But okay, here we go. Namaste. Sutta Sat. The Supreme Lord, on hearing the words of the devotee kings, propagated the duties of the four castes, that is, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. The duties as ordained by the Vedas for those attached and for those detached from the world were also explained. Hearing thus the words of Lord Kalki, the kings with a pure heart asked about their previous births. Femininity and masculinity are decided by whom and why? What is old age, youth, childhood, happiness, and sorrows? And why and from where do they come, and who is benefited? O Lord, please tell us about those deeds, also which are not decided and are not known. On hearing the words of the kings, Kalki summoned sage Ananta. The great pious-souled and steadfast Ananta thought it better to come post haste, thinking that Kalki's sight only would cause his salvation. Having arrived, sage Ananta asked Kalki what could he do, or what errand was he to perform. On hearing thus, Kalki addressed the sage with a laugh. You know and understand all that has been done by me. One has to experience the results of one's past deeds. No one can experience the result without action. The sage Ananta was extremely delighted to hear this. On seeing Kalki preparing to leave, those kings were astonished and asked Kalki, the one with lotus leaf. On seeing Kalki preparing to leave, those kings were astonished and asked Kalki, the one with lotus leaf-like eyes. The king said, we could not understand what was said by him, nor what you replied. We will like to be told about what transpired between you two. Hearing these words of the kings, the destroyer of Matu, the demon, that is, Kalki, told them to ask the sober sage Ananta about the conversation between those two. Hearing these words of Kalki, those pious kings, eager to get the answers, bowed before the sage and said, the king said, O sage, we could not understand what conversation did you have with Kalki wearing the armor of Taima, and in what context? Please explain to us. The sage said, in the past, in the city of Burika, lived a famous sage, Viduruma, my father, who was well conversant with Vedas and Vedangas, who knew religion and was always eager to benefit others. O Lord, his faithful wife, Soma, was my mother. They begot me, the impotent one, in their advanced age. My father, on seeing the impotent me, who was the cause of sorrow for the parents with despicable form, full of sorrow, sadness, and fear, left the home and in the forests would do rituals involving incense, lamp, and scented paste, etc., worshipped Lord Shiva to propitiate him. The sage Viduruma said, I salute you, Lord Shankara, who is benevolent, detached from materialistic pleasures, the sole Lord of the world, residing in the midst of ghosts, with Vasuki adorning the neck as an ornament. You, who captured the mighty Ganges in your matted hair, and you, who are the bestower of transcendental bliss, thus propitiated with many praises. The benevolent Shiva, riding the bull with happy countenance, told my father to ask for a boon. Aggrieved with sorrow, my father Viduruma asked for my masculinity, and on being advocated by Parvati, he smilingly granted my masculinity. Having been granted the boon of my manhood, my father returned home. On seeing me a man again, he, along with his dear wife, was extremely happy. Thereafter, my father and mother, both approaching old age, arranged my marriage when I was only 12 years old, and celebrated in extreme happiness with all relatives. I, happily living a family life with a beautiful and respectful daughter of Yajñarata, gradually came under her spell. O kings, after some time, both my parents died. I performed their last rites with my friends and Brahmanas. I fed a lot of Brahmanas after performing my parents' last rites with all rituals. But I, engrossed in the sorrow of losing my parents, lost myself in the worship of Lord Vishnu. Being pleased with my meditation, worship, etc., Vishnu appeared in my dream and said, all this love, attachment, etc., is my Maya. For all those whose hearts are afflicted with love and emotions for father, mother, etc., is due to my Maya that they suffer from sorrows, sadness, fear, tension, old age, death, etc. Hearing these words of Vishnu, he, sensing my eagerness for argument, disappeared, and I woke up. O kings, full of astonishment, I left that Bodhika city with my wife and went to the abode of Vishnu named Purushottama. There, making a beautiful hermitage on the right side, along with my wife and other servants, I got engrossed in serving Vishnu. There, living in the abode of Vishnu, named Purushottama, I, eager to see the effects of Maya, spent my time in singing, dancing, and meditating on his name, the dispeller of the fear of Yama. Gradually, thus passed 12 years. Then once on the 12th day, at the time of breaking fast, I went to the ocean accompanied by relatives for my bath. There, due to the tidal waves, I drowned, finding me unable to rise. The aquatic creatures started tormenting me. Because, after repeated dips and rises, with anxious mind, I could not keep control of my body due to ebbing tidal waves. I lost consciousness and was thrown on the southern beach of the ocean due to the force of the wind. A pious Brahmana, Buddha by name, returning after his evening rituals, saw me lying there and full of compassion took me to his home. That pious Buddha who had a son, wife, and wealth, made me healthy and brought me up like his own son. O kings, extremely unhappy, unaware of the directions or the place, I, considering that couple as my parents, stayed there. Having tested me in different ways and finding me well versed in Vedic rituals, they humbly gave me their daughter in marriage. I was flabbergasted on finding self-respecting wife, Charumati, who had the complexion of burnished gold, was endowed with beauty, etiquette, and good qualities. Enjoying all types of worldly pleasures, extremely happy, I begot 5 sons from her and was filled with pride. My 5 sons came to be known as Jaya, Vijaya, Kamala, Bimala, and Buddha. I became well known and was venerated in the world by my own people, relatives, sons, and others due to my wealth, just as Inindra is known and respected in the heaven by gods. Finding me desirous of marrying my eldest son, Buddha, who had become of marriageable age, a pious Brahmana named Taimasara, well versed in Vedas and anxious to give his daughter in marriage, happily performed auspicious pre-marriage ceremonies, along with ladies adorned with gold ornaments, who enthusiastically sang, danced, and played musical instruments. For the prosperity of my son, I went to the beach of the ocean to gratify with respect my forefathers, gods, and sages. Driven by the waves, I quickly rose above the water and was amazed to see all my friends, the residents of Purushottama, and the abode of Vishnu, engrossed in the service of the Lord, taking a bath and performing evening rituals before breaking fast on the 12th day. Finding myself with same features and age as on the day I was drowned, I was extremely astonished. My friends, on seeing, asked me out of their concern, "O Ananda, you are a great devotee of Vishnu. Why are you looking so anxious? Have you seen anything astonishing in water or on the land? If you have seen anything, please relate, and discarding your anxiety, break the fast." I told them, "O people, I have neither seen nor heard anything. I, who was engrossed in worldly pleasures, the fool that I am, wanted to see the Maya of Vishnu, and hence am becoming nonplussed with anxious senses. I, deeply influenced with love and infatuation, was unable to find peace. My forgetfulness to the Lord's Maya is beyond anybody's comprehension. That is why I, who was deeply involved with my wife, sons, and the arrangements of my eldest son's marriage, and who was suddenly brought to the earth in the present, and finding everything like a dream because of Lord's Maya, finding me helpless, standing like a fool. My self-respecting wife came towards me, rushing and crying, "Oh, what has happened suddenly?" There also arrived a swan, well versed in religion, knowing all, and full of wisdom, to calm me down, who was extremely disturbed on seeing my wife and also having other memories. Radiant like the sun, strong, calm, pious, and eager to dispel sorrow from the earth, he was venerated by my well-wishers, friends, and relatives. After that, they questioned him. Thus ends the 4th chapter of the 2nd part of Sri Kalki Purana, describing the future happenings relating to Lord, entitled Anantamaya Darshanam, Ananta's gaze of Maya, Ananta's involvement with Maya. Let me see how they translate it here. Sometimes they make stuff up. The story of Ananta and how he was influenced by Maya. Close enough. Thank you. I'm done. Next is Hare Krishna Mantra chanting, and then Arjuna Karaki Mantra chanting. Tomorrow's Friday, and I'm gonna start reading Buddha Charita. I'll start with the Sanskrit chapters. The first 14 chapters, I believe, are in Sanskrit, and then the Sanskrit gets cut off. This was 2,500 years ago, and it's symbolic because that's when Sanskrit started really disappearing from the face of the earth. Last time somebody spoke Sanskrit properly, like me, like I don't say Ganesha, I say Ganue, like the French, Ganue, Ganuesha. Last time somebody spoke Sanskrit properly was 500 years ago. So, within that time frame, the world was completely dark. Anyway, it's Ganuesha. Om Shri Ganueshaya Namaha. Om Shri Ganueshaya Namaha. Sounds about right. Yeah. Om Shri Ganueshaya Namaha. Om Shri Ganueshaya Namaha. Ganuesha. Not Gane. Gane is spelled. Gane is different. Devanagari. And in Aryan Sanskrit, every word has its own sounds. Every character has its own sounds. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Namaste. So, Hare Krishna mantra chanting next, and then after that is Arjuna Karaki mantra chanting. I could chant the Arjuna Karaki mantra in public all the time. It's invincible. It really just breaks through everything for me. I don't have to worry about anything. I just chant the mantra. Nobody messes with me while I'm chanting it. It's Hare Krishna, Hare Balarama, Hare Duryodhana, Hare Itishu Twilim. Hare Krishna. Let me do it properly. Yeah, it's a weapon. This is a weapon. Hare Krishna, Hare Balarama, Hare Duryodhana, Hare Itishu Twilim. Hare Krishna, Hare Balarama, Hare Duryodhana, Hare Itishu Twilim. Instantly makes people stop doing evil things. I've seen it so many times now that it's like having a spiritual bazooka. Who needs preaching when you have this mantra? I could actually show it this. Yeah, this is the coolest mantra I have. This is my mantra. This is my signature, if you will. My signature move. Hare Krishna, Hare Balarama, Hare Duryodhana, Hare Itishu Twilim. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Have a good night. So yeah, Hare Krishna mantra chanting next, and then mantra 2 chanting afterwards. Namaste.